Welcome. Today we're asking the question, are Alumacraft boats good boats? If this is your first time here, I am Captain Matt, author of the book Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon, available Amazon, really anywhere books are sold, and host of this channel. So let's dive into Alumacraft. Let's take a look at the company first. It goes way back to 1896 in Minneapolis, where they built pontoons and airplane parts in World War II. They founded Alumacraft, the boat brand, in 1946 when Harry J. Niles said, hey, we're doing this. We're out of the war. Let's build actual boats. In 70s, they were acquired by Tippett Industries. And in 2018, they were acquired by BRP, Bombardier. They owned Sea-Doo, they owned Evinrude, Manitou, and they came out with the Rotax outboard a couple years ago in 2020, 2021. It was really a disaster, and in my opinion, it sank the Alumacraft and the Manitou brands, and the engine. Don't buy one. Don't buy a Rotax outboard. They build engines for their Sea-Doo watercraft, the airplanes, snowmobiles. They're awesome engines, but when you put an engine underwater the way they did, you're just asking for problems. And it's a two-stroke, and just stay away. Ultimately, it led them to put the brand on the market. So now Alumacraft is for sale as we speak here in December of 2024. And they say we should have it sold by, I think, the fall of 2025. I don't know if they've got a buyer that they're talking to, but they announced this just a couple months ago. They're still built in the Minnesota area in St. Peter. So let's take a look at their boats. They've got their trophy models, which are kind of a deep V. Their competitor models, a deep V without the windshield. They've got their Voyager, Escape, and classic models, again, fairly good size entry on those V-hulls. Are they good boats? Yes. Alumacraft builds a solid boat. I've given you my opinion on what they did with the Rotax outboard. Stay away from that. But let's take a look. I actually went to a bunch of boat shows and inspected all the aluminum boats I could find, put together a best and worst aluminum fishing boat video. So you can check that out, where I compare the brand, show pictures, videos of the things that I found at the actual show. If you're interested, you might want to check that out after this. But let's look at their construction. First of all, they're riveted boats. I've got another video on welded versus riveted, which is better. That's up for debate. But the gauge aluminum 0.08 to 0.16 on their aluminum gauge, the thickness of it. So with Alumacraft, they're using the 50-52 alloy like everybody else, and they're riveting. They do a couple unique things in their construction. One is, you notice the 0.08 to 0.16. That's because they double plate the hull design from bow to stern. So they're taking that 0.08 sheet and doubling it up to create the hull, the actual bottom part of the boat, and then they build the gunnels up from there. They use, in their construction, unlike some other manufacturers, they use larger rivets, but fewer in the construction process. Somebody like Lund, they actually double rivet down the line. Alumacraft said, no, we're going to use a single larger rivet down the line. Which is better? I think they're equal, just different in the construction quality. They do the single piece gull wing hull bottom. So what that means is, if you think about a bottom of an Aluma boat, it kind of has that gull wing shape. So when you bring it together, that bow has that V-hull entry, and they're actually doubling that up. So, but it's all one piece. It's not welded at the bottom or riveted at the bottom. It's all a single sheet, and then they double it up to give some extra durability. And they also use a one-piece keel for better tracking. So what that means is, when you bend it up and you've got your bottom there, now they put a keel down, which is the very lowest center point of the boat, and it's a single piece from bow to stern, so that it's going to track perfectly straight. It also gives you extra protection if you hit something in shallow water, a rock or a stump, that's likely the first thing that's going to hit, and it's going to give you some extra strength there. Future engine options, well, we don't know. Depends who buys it. Maybe Suzuki buys it and gets into the boat game, buys some transoms with Alumacraft and Manitou. Maybe Yamaha, or maybe even Brunswick buys it and puts Mercury on the back. Maybe independent buyers out there that they're talking to. I don't know, but that future is going to be kind of up in the air. They do have a lifetime hull warranty on. So on the new side, I would be hesitant to buy. Well, I would not buy Alumacraft with the Rotax. I think I made that clear in the first section. I would, on the used side, I would probably stay away from the Evinrudes because they shuttered that brand. They have shown their hand that they're not going to support it the way they said they would, and I think that's pretty clear when you talk to service shops on the newer G2s. Now, if it's an older one on the Evinrude side, there's enough aftermarket people making those parts, but not on the G2. So those are an option. If it's got another engine on it, the boat itself, I think, is built incredibly well. The casting platform design that they made for the Rotax, those boats aren't performing the way you would hope as an owner. So make sure you always do an on-water test. But the boat, they do a good job. The motor got some issues. We'll see what the future holds for them depending on who that buyer is. And if you are looking to buy a boat, I encourage you to get our Boat Buyers Toolkit. If you go to boatbuyerstoolkit.com right now, you can get it for free. 40 pages of checklists, questions to ask, how to inspect, how to demo a boat, articles, a lot of great information in here that every boat buyer needs, new or used. If you have an Alumacraft, hey, even if you got a Rotax, tell us what your experience has been. Give us the year and the model so that we can kind of build a database for people that are shopping. They can really help the community. What's good, what's bad. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And remember, life truly is better on a boat.